What is happening, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, my friends, we got some news in the entertainment space, right? Hollywood is shaking up right now in a possible remake of a very iconic film. And also there is a new comedy coming to Netflix that is created by the one and only Tyler Perry. We'll talk a little more about that later on the show. Also, following that, will be some political convo. As you know, we are a show that discusses politics on the regular, and we will discuss it on today's show as well. A few interesting topics we're going to impact. One of them being that should local elected officials get paid more? Should they get paid more? And that's a broad, I won't even say broad question. That's a very bold question to ask, especially in this day and age, because politicians are really not loved by many, right? Politics is not a lovable uh discussion, is not a great discussion to talk about amongst your friends. And so with folks hurting right now financially, it's like, should they what? Receive more money? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We are gonna talk about it. Also, in the state of Florida, recent senior Senate member in the state Senate in the state of Florida, recently made a party switch live during in session, and I mean, I think it's pretty interesting. I would say, and if we have some time, I do want to talk about a little later on, uh, your fellow, uh, what do I call him? I mean, our president, our sitting president right now. Well, some of y'all probably say he ain't my president. Well, he the president of the nation right now. He's president of the United States, Donald Trump. Look, a he already selling merch. Uh, promoting and advertising a possible third term. Yeah, you heard it right here, y'all. A third term, which is unheard of, which is firstly is unconstitutional. Okay, for one. And yeah, he likes to make a scene of everything. So yes, it is on sale right now. If you want to get you a 2028 hat, a Trump 2028 hat, it is for sale. So we'll talk a little more about this later on in the show. Again, my friends, you are tuned into the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune in to yet another great conversation with your boy here. All right. I also would like to acknowledge, to shout out some folks who continue to like our audience. I want to continue to shout out those who continue to support this show. You all, the listeners, the viewers out there. Shout out to you all who's watching us on probably streaming us right now, either on YouTube or Rumble or on the Goatverse TV app. For those who are unfamiliar with Goatverse TV, do me a favor, download the app today. You can download it through the Apple Store, the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Also, those who are listening to us via podcast, you can listen to us available wherever you get your podcasts on. We're available on various of major podcast platforms. Shout out to our friends over in the New Orleans area. Listen to us right now on WBOK 1230 AM. That's right. You can tune into the Aaron to Gavin show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. Uh, an historic station, one of the oldest and longest running black owned stations in the country. What an honor it is to be a part of the WBOK family. Also, fam out there in the metro Atlanta area, listen to us on WDJY 99.1 FM. Monday through, you can tune in to the show Monday through Fridays, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you for those who continue to support, and thank you for those that is our ride or die has been with us since day one. Look, if you want to stay in touch with us outside the show, please follow us on our social media platforms: Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Substack. Uh, the Arrington Gavin Show is simple; it's all the same, so it's pretty simple and easy to find us. Yeah, our Instagram numbers are growing, as well as Blue Sky, X, really all social media, but specifically Instagram. So please do me a favor and follow us, man. Follow us. Stuff that we don't have time to impact on the show, we throw it over to our socials because we have the time. You know, stuff happens in the heat of the moment. So we just want to continue to give you guys, some great content, keep you up to speed what's going on in the world. All righty. Next, I want to shout out some of our proud supporters, some more proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends at the Dapper Luke Collection. That's right, introducing a new standard in luxury menswear, the Dapper Luke Collection, where tradition meets bold innovation, and every stitch tells a story of distinction, redefining custom suit excellence, one masterpiece at a time. Crafted for the connoisseur, worn by the refined. The Dapper Luke Collection offers men's custom suits exclusively tailored and unmistakably you. By appointment only, step into an intimate private showroom experience, an exclusive journey where precision, craftsmanship, and personal expression reign supreme. The Dapper Luke Collection, redefining custom suit excellence. Want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, my friends, we'll be right back. We're going to head to a commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You are tuned in to the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goldverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goldverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goat
Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. And look, we're going to get it going with our first headline to discuss. We're going to start off with some sports talk. So I just found this out, man. This came across my feed, and I thought, wow, time must be. It must really. It sucks to be you right now. What? So, Indiana Pacers star Tyrese, I think it's Holly Burton. I want to say. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing his name right. Tyrese Hallburton, Hollyburton. Well, anyway, Hollyburton. I think that's the gentleman's name. So recently, he received an honor that I do not think that he was, expecting to receive, nor was he honored to receive. This gentleman received an honor by his peers, players in the NFL, uh, of being this year's most overrated by NBA players. Most overrated by NBA players. And it's an honor, I would say, that is like, well, damn, how do y'all really feel? Right? Because I can see you saying, okay, he's underrated, which is very respectable, because underrated meaning that someone that deserves all the credit, all the praise, but does not get the credit, does not get the what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, doesn't get any credit for as talent as they are. They just never receive the credit. They don't get the overall proper publicity, the flowers, quote unquote, their flowers. But overrated means that, let me tell you something. You get a lot of credit that you really do not deserve. And it's like, wow. So says here, this is reported by Yahoo Sports, says here that Tyrese Halliburton really took his career to another level following a trade to the Indiana Pacers. Now, since joining Indiana Pacers, he's averaged 19.7 points and 10 assists. The performance earned him an all-star appearance in 2 of his 3 seasons with the team, cementing him as one of the best players in the league. Now, look, in 3 seasons, I feel as though, like, calling him the best player in the league, maybe during that season, but 3 years, I don't know. Sometimes that can be a little too early to call, in my opinion. I don't know. I think once you get a good solid 5 under your belt, then it's like, oh, you start going over, start going to stats, the consistency, right? Is this player injury prone? Are they not injury prone? How is their athletic ability? How they are with the team? What's their, you can start doing an overall examination of this person. But now it says here, by some NBA players, it was actually around 90 anonymous players. He was named the NBA's most overrated player in an anonymous poll conducted by The Athletic. Now, he earned 14.4% of the vote, beating out Rudy Gobert and Trae Young for the title. Now, Trae Young is nice. Trae Young's a point guard. I think Trae is still with the I want to say still with the Atlanta Hawks. And or was he? Hold up. Let me do a quick fact check real quick. Cause see, I'm a Knicks guy. I check out my Knicks news more than check out any other teams. You probably like, Arrington, shouldn't you do this because you are talk. You're right. I should. Let's see here. Nope, he's still with the Atlanta Hawks. So I was good. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, I think I had him mixed up with another player. But Trae Young is pretty decent, right? The poll with The Athletic sends out yearly is voted by the players. A total of 158 players were polled in 2025. Now, at least one player from all 30 teams took part in the poll. While fans can argue with the results, no, they are coming from people in the know. Now, it's unclear exactly what resulted in Halliburton's winning the poll in 2025, but Halliburton was present on the Athletics' most overrated list last season, but received just 3.4%. So this guy was trying to really work his way up to receive this award because they said he was on the list last year. I I think there's more to this though. Um, the Athletic did not provide an anonymous quote from a player who voted for Halliburton. I think it's Halliburton. In 2025, leaving fans to wonder what caused the Pacers guard to shoot up in the voting. Now, again, the reason why I say it's more to this is, especially when you're asking players. I mean, maybe their emotions might get into it because some players can easily say, okay, this person is he getting all this praise, but he ain't all that. Because a lot of folks are saying, hey, look, I'm in the NBA. I play in the same league. What about me? Right? What about me? But is he, is he a head case in the locker room? Is he well respected amongst other players? Like, we didn't realize until we watched that documentary about Michael Jordan, was that Michael Jordan really a jerk in the league. You would never know because it was always covered with his talent. Michael Jordan is still a household name. He's a brand. He's a multi-billion-dollar company. Some of his own players was like, "Oh no, this dude's a jerk." I remember seeing this clip. Moses Malone, Utah Jazz, great. They said when you think of when you think of the name Michael Jordan, what comes to mind? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. And like he was just like saying, Is there anything else you were expecting me to say?" I mean, it was so hilarious his response, but he's telling the truth. He was telling the truth because he's one of the greats as well too. But again, we all know Michael Jordan was a whole nother monster, whole nother monster. But yeah, seeing this, I was like, poor poor Tyrese. I feel like just the name, maybe just Tyrese. If you have the first name Tyrese, man, start uh betting on the opposite of not don't bet on yourself too much because you got the singer Tyrese saying, "What do you want from me?" Remember that video when he was like boohoo crying? I was like, what is he doing? So I don't know. Maybe just Tyrese right now. They got buzz of luck at this point. But yeah, wanted to throw that out there. Start off the show. Let me go ahead and move it on more into the sports world here. So Kevin Gates, hip hop star. What else is his? I think really hip hop star is his prime title. So recently he was seen at a Lakers game, which has shocked a lot of folks because he had went ham on social media, talking about fellow NBA player's wife, which for one, that's where you lose me right there, buddy. Don't talk about nobody's. Don't bring anybody. Don't bring a person's family into the conversation. If you have an issue with me, talk about me, but do not bring anyone in my family's. Don't keep their name out your mouth. Now I'm not on the verge of like Will Smith going to this. A lot of people keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. Yeah, not like that. But Kevin Gates, man, he talked about the GOAT's wife, the franchise player, the man who pretty much is in charge of the NBA right now. I'm talking about King James himself, LeBron James. He talked about Savannah James. Whoa! Let me read you a little more about this. So recently, as I mentioned, he spoke. He was at the game along with his girlfriend, Brittany Renner. Right, Brittany Renner and Kevin James are a new item. You see Brittany Renner. She's now following a new face of in the Muslim face. So she is, rocking the attire of a female Muslim, and you see her at the game. Which, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna question no one's religion, but let me be upfront. Sometimes I feel as though, especially when it comes from an influencer like her, I think it's a part of a, it's yes, is she trying to do better because she does have a lot of issues that she deals with, but I think a lot of this stuff is about branding. I think a lot of this stuff can be uh 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 not what's the word I'm looking for? it's it's just something to see. Okay, look, can this be a new boost in my career if I do this? But I mean, come on, it exists, y'all. It exists. That's This is my opinion. But anyway, this conversation is not about her. Moving on back to Kevin James. Excuse me, Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates. Uh Recently he had took to social media detailing a conversation he had with a friend regarding how he wouldn't want to switch places with LeBron James. And he explained that he didn't like the way James' wife looked at her superstar husband. Okay. I'm quote here. He says, we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah. Then I came, maybe I noticed maybe I noticed ish people don't notice. Uh there were okay, I'm quoting now, so bear with me. There were like, what if you had LeBron money? He's one of the greatest players to play the game, but I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And he explained, I said because I don't think the way Savannah looked at I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I I'm sorry. When it comes to, and I'm not saying the majority, but some of these hip hop stars, when I'm reading y'all quotes, it's a little difficult. A little difficult. Uh, I like the way them white women look at LeBron. What? He later compared Savannah to the warden of the jail and feels that she polices James. I couldn't do that. It hurt me to see that. I love LeBron and I hate that he got to go through that. So, okay, it says here James doesn't typically respond on social media, chatter involving him, but many fans took his Instagram posts. And I think some fans have said kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to where to next, queen? Let's get it. Uh, he captioned to pair of photos laughing with his wife. Okay, so that was LeBron had responded with that. Uh, you know what's interesting? Do I have to call hypocrisy on King James though? Because this man talked about your wife in public, in the public eye, right? Has a huge platform. He decided to speak about your wife. You respond on your social media, but you don't get in his face like you did Stephen A. Smith. Now, I'm not here to represent to fight for Stephen A. Smith. Am I a fan of him? Absolutely. Yes, I talk about all the time, right? I talk about all the time. I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of his style. He's one of the pioneers, in my opinion, when it comes to just broadcasting, radio, talk, the whole 9 yards. But you didn't get in his face like you didn't get in the face of Kevin James like you did. I keep on saying Kevin James, like with Kevin Gates, like you did with uh Stephen A. Smith. Now here's the issue I have. I said from the get-go, LeBron whines a lot. And he does stuff to me that's like, okay, you doing the most. You are really doing the most. I go back to the issues that him and Stephen A have. Stephen A was talking about his son as an NBA player. LeBron doesn't like that. LeBron's like, oh, keep my son's name out your mouth, yada yada yada. All right. What do I say? I say, well, your son is now in a man's league. He's an NBA player. He's a professional basketball player. You will receive criticism from folks in the position of a Stephen A. Does that mean you got to get in the face of everybody? Look, I know that's your son, but he's also your teammate. You got to take off the father hat and be like, look, this comes with the territory. Let your game do the talking and prove them wrong. Nobody is hoping and wishing that, oh, I hope that Bronny does awful. So let me start talking junk to no. You don't that's not the case, LeBron. But you get in Stephen A's face because you already know, hey, look, You got a huge weight difference. You're stronger. He's much stronger than Stephen A. You could easily bully him, but you ain't gonna do that to Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates come from a whole different cloth. You know what I mean? Kevin Gates got some size. I think he did some time too. He's a hip hop star. Look, he's not gonna do that. So once again, I'm like, okay, call a spade, right? If this is how you act towards people, then you gotta have the same heat to everybody, especially your wife. Like, yeah, the Stephen A's criticizing your kid's game ability, right? Kevin Gates talking about your wife personally. So, I just realized that. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Did he get in Kevin Gates' face? Kevin Gates sat front row after he said the stuff. Kevin Gates winning in this fight. He basically said, I can say what I want to say and get away with it. That's pretty much what he said. Jeez Louise. I mean, it's just it blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. Oh gosh, let's digress from this, y'all. We're gonna take another commercial break. Do not go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at jazeeranlearninginstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the show. Let's get it going with our next headline we want to discuss here. So, the iconic film, The Bodyguard, is possibly making a remake. And we're living in a time now where a lot of the old iconic films, TV shows, they're making reboots or doing comebacks or just remaking from the original films, which I don't have an issue with it to a certain extent. So when it comes to certain films, there are projects that deserve to just, go in vain. It was successful. It was very successful at that period. You should not try and change it and make another or try to somehow remake it and see if you can have that same spark, that same fire, and that same amount of success that the original had, right? We've seen it with I don't know, we've witnessed reboots galore from what's the Eddie Murphy movie? Coming to America. I literally had Harlem Nights in my head the whole time, but I meant Coming to America. Coming to America 2 was trash. All right, it was not good at all. It should have stayed there and just boom, let it be, right? When it comes to sequel like Bad Boy sequels, yes, funny, it's humorous, but it's a bit, time to let it go. Just time to let it go. I will say when they remake The Lion King, that wasn't as bad, but it was just it was a funny moment where you hear Childish Gambino singing, and he does, there's a little tiger, and the little tiger literally said, ah! I'm like, okay, it's a little awkward. But there are certain projects that just let it leave it, the way it was. No need to try and remake that. So The Bodyguard, in my opinion, is one of those films. This film was an iconic 19 this film was filmed in 1992. It was a romantic thriller drama film directed by Mick Jackson, all right, written by Lawrence Kasdan, and it starred Kevin Costner, the late great Whitney Houston, Gary Kemp, Bill Cobbs, Ralph Waite. It was an iconic film. 25 million was the budget. Box office numbers, it made over $400 million. Huge success, right? One thing we always have to give credit where credit's due. The late great Whitney Houston, not only was she one of the greatest, and I do mean one of the greatest singers of all time. Obviously, she might be the greatest, real talk. She might be probably the greatest singer of all time. But she was also an amazing actress. She was so spectacular in films. The Preacher's Wife. That's my child, right? Preacher's Wife. Waiting to Exhale. The Bodyguard. Um, am I let me see. What other films did Whitney play in? Hold on. That's actually a good poll question right there, because I do not know. Here we go, right here. Oh, Cinderella. Oh man, how can I not forget Cinderella? And then Sparkle was her last film before she had passed. But Cinderella was great. Preacher's Wife, I mentioned that, Waiting to Exhale, and The Bodyguard. So really, she for the little films that she did, she was amazing. Now they're talking about, and we all know Kevin Costner. He's that dude, awesome, man. Yellowstone, great work, great work. Um, they're talking about doing a remake of The Bodyguard. Now, here's why I have a problem with that, though. Most of all, now I'm not, when I first heard about this, I'm like, this could possibly work, right? But it all depends who's going to be playing, Whitney Houston's character. Because for one, I'm assuming you would have to get someone that can sing, that's a great singer, and someone that can also act really good. Same goes for Kevin Costner, someone that's a great actor. I feel like that wouldn't be hard to replace. No disrespect to Kevin Costner, but I mean, there's plenty of white male actors that can probably hold the role, hold the fork down, on the just as success in that case. But again, I go back to Whitney's role. Who will play the pop star, right? Who will play her role? Would you believe this BS when I read this? So Warner Brothers is reportedly eyeing Kim Kardashian for a lead role in the Bodyguard remake. I'm sorry, who? Come again? The lady that became famous off the okay. All right. The reality star. All right, all right. The person that obviously has great taste in men. No, I ain't gonna say who a baby daddy is, but we all know who he is. Like, it can, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. You are a successful individual, successful woman. You're a successful entrepreneur. You are a true talent in as far as in the world of pop culture, right? Iconic person. Your reality show, extremely successful. Everything you touch turns to gold. Extremely wealthy. You and all your sisters, your mom, the whole family is rolling in the dough, right? Um, but I'm sorry, miss. This is not your lane. I've never seen, for one, what Kim. I saw maybe one project of hers where I think she played in a American Horror Story. She had a role in that series for a minute. She played little small roles here and there. But I mean, to lead a film in a film like this, do another project. But I personally think the directors and the writers would shoot themselves, in the previous director and writer would have a fit if they see Kim Kardashian playing the role that Whitney Houston iconically played. All right. let me read you a little more about this. So, in a move no one saw coming, duh, that's what the whole reason why I'm talking about this. Um, According to an exclusive report from the Daily Mail, the global superstar and reality star mogul is not only being considered, but is the top name on the list for the role that made the late Whitney Houston a silver screen legend. Now, the film, directed by Sam Wrench, the filmmaker behind Taylor Swift's record-breaking Erase tour movie, has. Oh, this is why I probably don't like this already. This man over here, freaking made a film working with Taylor Swift, and now he's like saying, "Oh, I know talent, and Kim is that talent." Has generated enormous buzz in recent weeks, as speculation grew over who would fill the shoes of pop icon Rachel Marone. Many naturally assumed Swift herself would be a front runner, given her relationship with Wrench and undeniable star power. Yes, she has star power. She's a notable pop star, right? She plays that role already. Um I'll be honest, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat from this from the Swiftie community. I'm not really a huge fan of Taylor Swift's music. All right, I'm all for her success, and girl, keep on making your money. I don't want to listen to no music. I'm not. I can't. It gives me a headache. She doesn't sing to me. I'm sorry. She's an entertainer, but she ain't a singer, in my opinion. She sings just as good as Jennifer Lopez. All right. I mean, seriously. Now, before I continue this, I'm already thinking of some names that I could see playing this role. One coming to mind is Carrie Hilson, right? Carrie Hilson has a new album out. She's after a long hiatus from the music world. She's already a great singer. She's an attractive woman. That can be a quite and she's she made she was in the film the Christmas movie. Is it Almost Christmas? I think. Yeah, so she we know how she acts. Now we haven't seen her do too as far as long long standing, like long form acting, but I mean she had a few lines in that film. She did great. um Another person that comes to mind, let me see. uh Maybe, is it M- Moni Love? Possibly. I think she'll be a great one. Great singer. um oh gosh, I just, I know I'm not, I don't listen to a lot of music like that, but I I know great when I do encounter like great musicians. I'm like, oh, it's this person. Now, obviously, her all the way, but and I don't know if her is really trying to pursue that acting career, but she's obviously she has a singing down packed. Um, there's so I feel like there's so many other folks that can easily play the role. A Jesse J, right? Another wonderful voice. There's a list of folks that can easily do it. To say they consider her as a front runner is blasphemy, in my opinion. But yeah, that just it blows my mind. Let me go ahead, digress from this, moving on to another story happening in the entertainment space in Hollywood. So I don't know if you heard about this, but Tyler Perry has announced that he is putting out a new comedy that will be heading to Netflix. Now, the interesting thing about this is the cast who will be playing the lead role in this film. So let me go ahead and share a little bit of more info on this for you all. So Terry Vaughn, does that name ring a bell to you? Remember the iconic show, the Steve Harvey show, right? Not the talk show, not the morning show. I'm talking about a sitcom. Starred Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Wendy Raquel Robinson, and also Terry J. Vaughn. So, a trailer recently went out. Netflix latest Tyler Perry series, Tyler Perry's She the People, which stars Terry J. Vaughn as Lieutenant Governor who is now dealing with the man's world she entered. Now, the this is the first comedy series at Netflix for Tyler Perry. Now he's already done other great comedy films. I mean, excuse me, comedy series: House of Pain, Meet the Browns. Uh, uh, what was it? He did a reboot of House of Pain. So many films. I'm the list goes on and on. He does so many I can't even freaking remember. But one thing, I haven't seen Terry Vaughn in a lot of stuff. She played she played Cedric Entertainer's wife on Steve Harvey show. And it was iconic, right? She was a funny individual. So I think this is dope, getting to work with Tyler Perry, who is, leading right now in Black Hollywood, right? He has his own studios, for crying out loud. His own damn studio in Atlanta, right? Man's making a lot of money. Man's giving a lot of jobs to folks too. But the trailer follows Vaughn after she successfully wins her campaign for lieutenant governor of Mississippi. But now she's in for the headache of dealing with the good old boys club that runs Mississippi politics. On top of that, she has to figure out how to keep her family in check. So again, the show is called She the People. And let me see when it's supposed to drop. It says here that uh it will be it should be coming on pretty soon. Says here May 22nd is when part 1, and then part 2 will be debuting August 14th of this year. So congrats to Mr. Tyler Perry and actress Terry Vaughn on this great partnership. Less now, because I'm looking at my time here. I'm not trying to rush, but once again, an hour goes by so fast. Let me move it on to politics right here. So, a story that came across my feed, I thought this was quite interesting. A Florida state senator, Jason Pizzo, recently shook up the news when he made this bold statement at during a session. Let me see if I can pull up this for you all. Let's see here. There we go. So says here, this report about Political, the Democratic Party in Florida is dead. That's what top Florida Senate Dem leaves the party. So State Senate Minority Leader Jason Pizzo said recently he is leaving the Democratic Party and that the Democrats will be asked to elect a new leader. Yet another low moment for Florida's downtrodden minority party. Not just that, but just another blow for the Democratic Party as a whole. Because they're just taking L's left and right. Now we're seeing somewhat of a, one day you see some good things happening with the Democrat Party, then you go back saying, they still full of it, just like we figured. Recently there's another long time Democratic elected official, I believe in Congress, that announced that she was not seeking a reelection, that she's retiring. So again, we see a lot happening as a whole in the Democratic Party. But going back to this story, Pizzo considered a possible candidate for governor in 2026, said unaffiliated voters helped elect him to office. He added that the state party needed new leadership, but Democratic leaders didn't want him to be it. Now, the party that his late father volunteered for in the 1960s, he said, is not the party today. You know what? That's kind of like a repeating song I'm continuing to hear. So many folks who are kids of former Democratic elected officials are saying this is not the party my dad or my mom was a part of back then. I don't know how many times I've heard Chris Cuomo say it, because he is the son of the late Mario Cuomo, who's a former New York governor. He's also the brother of Andrew Cuomo, another former New York governor, now candidate for New York City mayor. But Andrew is still very much in the Democratic Party. But Chris continues to say, like, my father, this was not the party that he was. And look, parties don't stick with their their true values forever, right? They might still stick with the overall, like, this is where the direction we need to go, and then they start pursuing. It goes with the territory. So I get tired when I hear, like, this is not the part that. Come on, you're trying to compare stuff that happened in the 1960s compared to now. Give me a break. Uh, okay, so it says here that the Democratic Party in Florida is dead. That's what he said. But there are good people that can resuscitate it. But they don't want it to be me. That's what Pizzo said recently. Now, in a stunning announcement, which caught Democrats completely by surprise on a switch to no party affiliation, he is just the latest blow for the Florida's belligerent Democratic Party. Now, the state currently has 1.2 million more registered Republicans than Democrats, and no Democrat holds statewide elected office. Whoa, hold up. Let me do that one more time. And no Democrat holds elected office, a far cry from Florida's former status as the ultimate swing state. Yeah, it's the ultimate red state, okay? That I told you, that is the headquarters for MAGA. It's redder than red. All right, it's orange at this point. Two former state house representative Hillary Casale and Susan Valdez switched their party registrations from Democrat to Republican in since January. Now, I personally, I have more respect for somebody to go from, say, the right to center or the left to center. But when you start saying, okay, I'm a Democrat and then I switch all the way to the right, to me, that's a big blow for me. I'm not a fan of that. Now, look, I have close friends that have switched parties, and I get it. Your values can change when you start realizing, okay, who is really sticking with my values in this day and age right now. So I'm not saying it's a complete awful thing, but when it comes to elected officials, in my opinion, I think sometimes it's like, okay, so you wait until you now hold power after getting elected, because you can't you got elected from all your constituents as one party, and then you switch while you're in the to me, that's a blatant kick in the face to those who voted you in. That is just a slap. That's not even a slap in the face. That's a kick in the face. That's a punt in the face. That's basically you saying, kiss my ass. I don't care about them. I'm doing what's best for me. All right. So that right there, you had two Democrats switch to Republicans, to the Republican Party. Pizzo indicated that he wasn't going to the GOP because the Republican Party has a lot of problems. You damn right they do. You telling me. But I respect people that move from opposite party lines to the center, because at the center, you really find, okay, a little bit of this I can see going, a little bit of that going. Look, I will say I'm a centrist. I'm centered. I'm an independent, right? You can say I'm a left-leaning independent. You can say I'm a right. I am an independent, all right? Now, in this day and age, who has power right now, they got a lot of ish going on, in my opinion. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: Democrats are not any better. They gotta do better. They gotta do better. I personally feel is that you have, MAGA is its own party for one. So let's just nip that in the butt. But they get financial backing from the Republicans. All right. They continue to get all that uh uh prompt, the spokespeople. They're their talking pieces. So they have the Republican Party by the what. As I continue this convo, it says here that the pendulum is going to swing so far that it's going to swing back. That's what State Senator Pizzo said. The announcement came at the end of the state Senate floor session, just a day after telling critics who accused him of being a racist to suck it. Woo! Wow, that's a lot. Pizzo said during a debate about a billing involvement at Miami-Dade County wastewater utility that he had been accused of being a racist for calling for a audit of a local municipality. Now, I'll have to read a little more about that because we all know those. I mean, I'm no racist, or I mean, I'm. How dare you accuse me of that? All I ask. Let me stop. Let me stop. Um, but yeah, so that right there is shaking up, at least in the Florida world. But I will say this before I move on to the next story. A Senator Rosalind Osgood, who's a Democratic senator, appeared to come to Pizzo's defense, saying that she was deeply sorrowful for my other colleague who's being called out in an unfair way. What we're not going to do is hate each other and call each other names which are inappropriate. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, y'all, uh, with who we have in office, sky's the limit when it comes to, I mean, they're doing what they see at this point. It's like little kids watching their parents. They copy off of what they do, and it's like, oh, he calls them this, or he calls them that. That's the sad thing when it comes to politics in this day and age. It's the name calling, it's the blame game, it's the personal attacks. It's not, some of these elected officials are just not doing their job like they're supposed to, and not representing the country the way they're supposed to. They're not representing their districts, their states, their their constituents the way they should. All right, just my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. But I'll continue on to read this story because I feel as though it will be another one very similar to this in another state. Because it has been before. We hear a lot about folks switching parties all the time, so we will continue to follow up a little more with this. Looking at my time, I think I have time for one more story. So I would like to talk about this. So conservative, far right wing talker, Steve Bannon, right? Steve Bannon, who is a former Trump advisor, already made headlines by sharing his thoughts on a possible uh third term, or just in conversations. He's been the one that just has blatantly put it out in the masses, saying the president will run a third term, he will win a third term, and he will continue to make America great again. Blah, 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 blah. So Steve Bannon is what's the word I'm looking for? um he crazy as hell. All right, I'm sorry. He is the epitome of a conspiracy theorist. Uh, he is a person who I can say a lot of words, but I'm just gonna keep it professional at this point. But he's an interesting person. I'll just leave it at that. He's very interesting. He's been on multiple shows. I've seen him on Bill Maher Real Time. I've seen him on Stephen A. Smith. I personally will never want to have an individual like that on my show, and I'm a person that loves conversation amongst with so many others. And I'm willing to have conversations with. First of all, not the fact that I'm willing. I enjoy having conversations with folks from opposing views and on the opposite sides. That's life. That's America. We live in a universal society where we all come from different, have different values, opinions on things and stuff. So that's not an issue. But when you are coming from a side of, in my opinion, hate, no, I'm not having that on my show. I'm not having that at all. But he brought up the whole, oh, Trump run a third term, this and the other. First of all, it's in the Constitution that it's not allowed. It's not allowed. 2 terms, and that's final. 2 terms, that final. Now, I'm a huge advocate for term limits. Now, I feel like we need to have the same conversation, being that this is a big issue with Trump, and folks have always said, well, he's trying to be a dictator, this and the other, and that's why he's running third term. Hey, this is insane. Him talking about a possible third term. Now, I bring this up because reported by The Hill, it says here that a Trump store is selling Trump 2028 hats already for, I think, around $50. Says here that the Trump organization rolled out Trump 2028 hats on its website in support of President Trump's suggestion that he could seek a third term in office. Now, Eric Trump, one of the president's sons, was spotted wearing the new piece of merchandise being sold for $50 online. Y'all, this is why I can't stand this person. This is scary. Okay, this is at this level now. Now this is getting scary. So this man is just gonna say, "F the system, F the Constitution. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna stay in here. I'm never leaving." Your own son is, and I'm for all you Trump voters and supporters that are tuning into this show, that listen to my show. If you're saying, "Oh, Arrington, it's just a joke," the hell with y'all, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke when the son is continue to be in on the joke and wearing it too. No, one thing we do know, Trump ain't no jokester, right? He says a lot of crazy stuff, and he means that. So him always saying, "Oh, I'm not thinking about it." You know, right now we just got a lot of work we're doing right now, and this and that, and X, Y, and Z, and a third term. First of all, we're gonna finish this term. We're gonna make America great again. All right, y'all. This dude is literally saying, "I could do a third term." He's trying to be a Putin. He's trying to be a Xi Jinping. He's trying to be a dictator. This is dictatorship right here, where you literally are refusing to let go of power, and you're doing all you can. I mean, he's literally going against the Constitution. But I mean, to this right here and there, that should be banned to even sell Trump 2028. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Now, is this, and I can change it up, and I'm running low on time, but I can change it up. Could this be uh, uh, um this, maybe it says Trump 2028, so does that mean it's not Donald Trump that will be in office? Maybe his son, one of his sons. You got was it Don Jr.? Maybe. Eric Trump, Byron. I mean, does that mean any Trump is gonna run? I don't know. I don't know. But I will say, y'all, before I end this, there needs to be term limits, strict term limits, because to Trump, I can see him right now saying, "Well, people in Congress and in the House and Senate, there is no term limit. So why can I have the same thing? Why can I have? We both have the highest positions in elected office. So why can I have the same thing? Supreme Court, no term limits. So why not?" See, and he will continue to say that, and that will rally up his troops, rally up his base, rally up his supporters, and trust and believe that will be against him. He will continue to repeat that, and so I just, I tell you, man, I tell you, this man, mm, make me want to take a sip or something. I need a little, I need a taste, or pour me something. Ooh, this man be working my nerves, man. It's just childish. Like, why is he even? He is in no where shape, mentally or physically. He does not need to be an elected official. He does not. What does he ever talk that's political related? Really? Besides saying the last administration, he all he is a bully. All he is a bully. But y'all, let me digress. Because I want to give more time to just continue to say thank you for those who stayed with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show, who stayed with us for this hour. Please continue to support the show by following us on social media at the Arrington Gavin Show. Continue to tune into the program. Weeknights, Monday through Fridays, available on various digital and streaming platforms, as well as on the radio airwaves. I truly appreciate it. We're going to continue to give you all real talk, great conversation, unfiltered, unafraid, unapologetic, you name it. We're not sugarcoating nothing here. All right. We will never do that. Bring on some great interviews with you as well. I have some lined up with you. So please continue to tune in and stay up to speed with us on social media, and I'll share of those great guests that we will be bringing on from time to time here on the program for great conversation, because that's one thing we're missing, y'all, is great conversation. But you're going to get it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So as always, y'all, take it easy, stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. No, but y'all take care of yourself. God bless. I'll see you next time for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out.